Did you know? Issue 3. Fact 1. Goldfish can distinguish the music of one composer from another. They may have a short memory span, but goldfish are still able to tell the difference between Bach and Stravinsky. A new study found that they could recognize musical nuances even after changing the tempo by 10%. Scientists trained 4 goldfish to bite a red bead in their bowl when they heard Bach's Toccata and Fugue in D minor and Stravinsky's The Rite of Spring. They were then taught to bite the bead to one piece and not the other, and they were able to identify the piece roughly 3/4 of the time. Surprisingly, the fish were able to recognize the music even when different clips from the same piece were played. They weren't quick learners, however. It took more than 100 training sessions for them to be able to distinguish the pieces at all. The fish were also tested to see if they recognized other pieces by the same composers that they had never heard before, but they swam around randomly when the music wasn't familiar. However, the researchers believe that if the fish were trained with several pieces by the same composer, they might be able to recognize new music. Fact 2. In Japan, instead of a man in the moon, people see a rabbit in the moon. The legend of the rabbit in the moon is shared by many ancient cultures, including Japanese, Mesoamerican, and Chinese traditions. Pareidolia, the tendency to see anthropomorphic images in objects ranging from lunar surfaces to taco shells, is probably the reason behind this. In Japanese folklore, one evening, an old man approaches a fox, a rabbit, and a monkey in the woods. The old man begs the animals for food because he is hungry. The monkey collected nuts, the fox stole fish, but the rabbit, who only ate grass, had nothing to offer. When the other animals teased the rabbit, he hopped onto the old man's fire and offered himself as a meal. Deeply touched, the old man, who turned out to be a god, gave the rabbit a mortal life by placing him on the moon. Fact 3. Ravens in captivity can learn to talk better than parrots. Parrots and ravens are 2 of the world's most talented talking bird species. Ravens are more adept at mimicking sounds like car alarms and animal calls. They can make noises because of their vocal organ, the syrinx. Because their brains are wired similarly to ours, ravens and parrots can communicate. The cerebellum and cortex are found in both birds. The cerebellum is in charge of voluntary motor functions, whereas the cortex is in charge of memory, language, perception, and sensory information. Although parrots are more advanced talking birds, ravens can be trained to speak even better than parrots. Ravens are rarely kept in captivity, but those who spend a lot of time around humans can develop a vocabulary of 100 words or more. Thank you for watching.